Welcome to the GovDiscovery AI podcast with Mike Shanley, delivering actionable expert insight and AI-enhanced business intelligence for defense and State Department markets. Here's your host, Mike Shanley.
Welcome to this special episode of the GovDiscovery AI podcast. I'm your host, Mike Shanley. Today at the Professional Services Council's Defense Conference, I had the opportunity to sit down with Congressman James Walkinshaw, Democrat for Virginia. We discussed the shutdown, its effect on the defense industrial base, as well as Ukraine, the defense of Ukraine, the importance of Ukraine for our national security. I hope you enjoyed this brief episode. On national security in Ukraine, I guess a short version of the question, what do you think the U.S. should be doing right now for Ukraine? But then to your constituents, what is important to them? Is that an issue that's resonating with your constituents, the defense of Ukraine and how it affects American national security?
Well, one, I believe the U.S. needs to be firm in its resolve of, supporting the sovereign rights of the Ukrainian people and the democracy that exists in Ukraine. I think we have to not shy away from pointing out, the illegal actions of Vladimir Putin to seize Ukrainian territory. I welcome the recent decision with respect to sanctions from President Trump. I think the mistake that President Trump has made is in not being consistent. He seems to, and he said this recently, when I talk on the phone to Vladimir, it sounds like everything is great, and then we get off the phone and he never does what he says he's going to do. Well, every other world leader figured that out a decade ago. It's no secret that that's how Vladimir Putin operates. So we need President Trump to realize it. Putin understands strength and resolve, and that's what the United States should show. That's what we need President Trump to show. It is something that I hear about from my constituents. We do have a Ukrainian-American community in Northern Virginia. One of my colleagues, Congressman Benman, is among them. But I think more broadly, there are just still a lot of Americans who believe that the United States should support and advocate for freedom and democracy and against dictators and against this trend we're seeing globally of rule by force, which is what Vladimir Putin represents.
What about for the defense industrial base? How has the shutdown on the short term affected the readiness there, but also long term, how do you see a disruption like this affecting their ability to grow and support America's evolving national security priorities?
Yeah, the shutdown absolutely has an effect. The specific tangible effects it has that I hear from people and heard from people today, renewals not being renewed, slowing things down, new contract awards, obviously not moving forward. So I guess from an innovation perspective, one way to look at it is innovation in the federal government is paused during a shutdown. And obviously, given the speed of innovation and the speed at which our adversaries around the globe, state and non-state actors are innovating, a pause is a net negative, no question about that. But as I said, it is temporary, and I would say my deeper concern with respect to our national security posture are related to the longer term, the implications of the policies longer term. Recently the administration laid off and reassigned a bunch of folks at CISA. They seem to have shut down the cybersecurity fellows program. All of those things, I think, weaken our cybersecurity posture, and I think my message, and it's safe to say, in Congress, I have as much experience working on federal IT issues as any member of Congress. I don't think there are many who have focused on it. And one of the things that I've learned that seems simple, but if you want to succeed, you have to have good people and good technology. And we've had times in government where we had good people in place but didn't have the right technology in place. I think, much of the Obama administration, we were in that posture. I felt that way. We had good people, but they didn't have the right technology. Trump administration today would probably say, I don't know if I agree, but they would probably say they've gotten good technology into the government, but a lot of the good people, they fired them or driven them out, and I just don't think you can succeed that way.
Thank you for tuning in to the GovDiscovery AI podcast with Mike Shanley. GovDiscovery AI leverages our team's decade of experience winning federal funding to deliver federal growth intel to sales, proposal, and capture teams working in defense and civilian markets. Each market intel report is delivered by federal growth experts leveraging our proprietary deep data discovery process. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and connect with GovDiscovery AI and Mike Shanley on LinkedIn, or learn more at govdiscoveryai.com.